spending the night with me.
You thought that it was the morning. Nope. I'm just kind of hanging out, getting ready for a travel vlog. I'm leaving tonight to go to Baguio for the next 2 nights, and I'm working with the startup clothing company Teddy Sage that I worked with like vlog 11 or something. We're on 84 right now. That was vlog 11. So they're taking me on a travel vlog trip, and I've never been to Baguio. Baguio? Anyway, it's about like a 7 or 8 hour drive up north. Woo! Hopefully there's a reading light on the bus or the car or however I'm gonna get up there. Gotta stay productive in the car, remember? Even though I might get, well, whatever. Anyway, I woke up this morning and there were so many crazy things going on in the news. I couldn't believe it. And you know, people ask me all the time, like, why do you read the news so much? What is there good in the news that you can read every single day? A lot of people tell me not to read the news every day, which I think is a really good advice. It's not good to consume sensationally horrifying things every day. Reading what's going on in the world oftentimes does not make me a happier person. Actually, at times it can be pretty toxic and depressing. I generally think that if I gave up reading the news, that I would be like a more happy-go-lucky, lighthearted person. But in my humble opinion, and we may disagree on this of course, in my opinion, completely turning your back to what's going on in the world is on the same playing field as ignorance is bliss. And ignorance is bliss, don't get me wrong. There are many times that I've said ignorance is bliss is the road to take at this point. But I don't think that you should turn your back on the world and what's going on in the world. I think that it's important to stay up to date with what's going on around you locally, regionally, globally, universally. I've always advocated stepping out of the bubble you live in, stepping out of the box you were raised in, because by stepping out of all of these things that you already know and stepping into the unfamiliar, it allows you to shape the way that you see the world, shape the way that you see things constantly changing around you, and form your own opinions on that. It's truly important to stay up to date with what's going on in the world. After all, you're in it, you're living in it, and I think that you should attempt to try and understand where the world is heading to as a citizen that lives in this world. That's just as important as it is to have a basic understanding of the past and how we've come to where we are now. Because of course, learning about the past can kind of give you an indication of the future of what's to come. And okay, you guys are probably wondering like, what is she talking about? Why is she saying all this? The reason why I decided to bring this up today is because after I uploaded the videos of how and why I started YouTube, some other ones about how I worked in tech before and then like quit my job and started YouTubing, I got an influx of emails from high schoolers and soon to be college students all asking me like, Haley, how did you figure out your life path? Like, how did you know what to study? How did you know, what you were gonna do? Basically, like, how do you figure your life out? And I think that a huge part of the reason that helped me to like figure out what I wanted to do and just, like, I don't know, how I decided what I liked and what I didn't like in school, what made me come to a lot of the decisions I made in my life was because I liked to stay informed of what was going on with the world around me. I liked to be conscious and aware of my surroundings. I think that that's a huge factor in creating your career path and in formalizing your political and your moral beliefs. Also just like discovering new subjects in general. Of course, I think the obvious side note here is that when you are going out and trying to find and gather new information from wherever, it's always good to attempt to find different sources of information so that you understand the difference between like, different biases and different political leanings and stuff like that. When you go out and try and gather information, always try to diversify where your information is coming from. And for all of you students and for all of you, even non-students, just people like, trying to figure things out, trying to figure out what you're good at and what you're gonna do in this life and what your role and what your purpose is. I think that going out and reading like the news and just, reading different sources of information is gonna really help you to find out what you're interested in. Maybe you'll learn of a new technology and, you'll say, hey, that sounds interesting. Like, I think I might wanna get involved in that. And then you could pursue it. Or perhaps you'll learn of some like recent social injustice that like really triggers your sensors and you're like, oh, that's not right. Like, I wanna go out and do something about it. I wanna go out and help those people, and maybe that will spark some curiosity of your interest. Or perhaps you'll learn some like random recent scientific discovery and maybe that's gonna affect the industry you're already interested in or something, and then that'll lead you to like another thread of curiosity. So there's all kinds of things that you can learn from just like going out and reading online news sources and going out and reading different books and stuff. I mean, initially I was talking about just reading the news and informing yourself, but as another way to inform yourself of like figuring out your own interests and your own beliefs. I mean, really, like, us humans are very curious people. We've gone through the greatest depths trying to like answer every single question and curiosity that we've ever had in life. And if you are a curious person, then like finding more information out and finding things out for yourself is really that's gonna satisfy your curiosity. So staying informed about what's going on in the world is just like another way to satisfy that curiosity and kind of like dig deeper and ask deeper questions and figure out what other humans believe and what other humans are thinking or doing, and then figure out what you think and what you believe and what you want to do for yourself. For me, that's enough of a compelling reason to want to know what other human beings are doing and thinking and believing, because I want to make sure that I know how it's going to affect me in any way. If I do consciously decide to ignore learning about anything, then I will have nothing to say in what others decide in things that I may feel strongly about. Of course, in the end, you are always free to do whatever you want. If you like staying informed of the things that are going on in the world, great. If you don't and you want to be a hermit and you don't want contact with anyone else, then good for you too. But I do think it's important to stay aware with what's going on in the world, and I don't even know where I'm going with this. I was initially just trying to like answer in a vlog what all of these emails have been reaching out to me saying like, Haley, how do I go about deciding what my career is, and like, how do I know what I want to study, and how do I know like I'm not going to be doing this 10 years down the line? Well, the simplest answer I can say is just like, just read newspapers and read books and try and figure out what your interests are from like knowing what's going on in the world, and just from being informed and staying updated. That sparks a lot of everyday conversations. So in speaking to other people about what's going on in the world, you might come across a more informed individual that educates you on something that you've never known or never was interested in before, and that might spark a curiosity in your brain. I don't even know what this vlog was about. This kind of just turned into like me kind of just thinking about everything I read on the news today and just how important it is at least I think people stay informed, and why staying informed is a good thing. So anyway, this really was for all of the students and soon-to-be college students. So I don't know what I should title this vlog. This is basically just like here's some advice about becoming a student and figuring out what you want to do in your career path, and actually I don't even know if that was advice. I just kind of rambled. Oh, I didn't mean to like limit this at all on just like major worldly events that are going on. Like, you could totally apply this to also recent developments like sports or scandals or anything else. I think I may have covered that. Anyway, yeah, so that's everything that's been on my mind today, responding to the emails. And I figured like I'm not doing anything today except responding to emails anyway, so I might as well just like splurged it in a vlog. So I'm getting ready to go to Baguio tonight. I'm leaving at like midnight because taking an overnight bus there. So that's just gonna be it for today's vlog. I'll see you in Baguio. If you guys are gonna go to the flower festival, let me know, comment below. If you're a student or a soon-to-be college student and this was helpful for you at all, comment below. Hopefully I answered your questions. All right, I'll see you guys at the flower festival.